Thank you so much for coming out here tonight. Really appreciate it. It's a great turnout for our first ever Peter Piper Pizza Coaches meeting. So hope you guys like this new format. We've kind of partnered with Peter Piper, and I think this is a cool venue because we like to start. We'll start our programs here, and we'll end them here as well with our end of season parties. So we've been working with Peter Piper in North Phoenix, like Glendale area, for the past couple of years. So this is our first stint over here. So I'm recording this for people that couldn't make it tonight. So we'll be posting a link on our YouTube, and that way people can check it out as well. Just to give you guys a quick little outline of what we're going to cover. So I'm going to talk a little bit about myself because it's all about me. We're going to talk about sort of the difference between a coach and an assistant coach. Some of you guys might have that question. I signed up to be an assistant coach, but it says I'm the head coach, so we'll go over that a little bit. Talk about the venue at Kyrene a little bit, show you what the field looks like, talk about the layout, some of the dates. I9 Sports, how we're different from other organizations. Go over the season a little bit so you guys have an idea of kind of how things shake out. And then Will over here, our lead instructor, he's going to be going over kind of the coach expectations, some of the parent communications that you guys want to have, and then we'll do a brief little Q&A. And then after that, we have some of our staff instructors here. If you guys have particular questions about the particular sport that you guys are coaching, you can answer some of those questions as well. All right. So I see a lot of coaches shirts, which is great. How many first-time coaches are there tonight? Couple? Beautiful. That's why we have these, so get you guys up to speed on what we're doing. And thank you guys for the repeat coaches coming here. Really appreciate your support and hearing kind of what I have to say. So, all right, Will, you got a slide now. I'll kind of cue you. Perfect. And then we go to the next one. So first of all, go to the next one. I'm just going to start off with a little video that I had one of my site managers put together.
Coming to I9 for a year now, and I like it because the practices are on the same day as the game. It's very organized, and you know what to expect time and time again, and season again.
My name is Brent. I coach iOS 10, which is basically 5, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds youth soccer. I9 is awesome because we really enjoy it just as parents, watching the kids really focus on themselves and us not necessarily having such a competitive spirit, but being more focused on just the kids enjoying themselves and having a good time.
Today's sportsmanship value for our medals is going to be about being a good teammate. Does anyone have a really good example of being a good teammate? That's a good basketball example. What about in real life? What about being a good teammate? How about how you help your parents clean the kitchen? You're on a team in your family, right? So coaches and I are going to be looking for really good teammates today. That means I should see a ton of passes. Ton of good passes, tons of talking on offense and defense. Hey, I got my man. I got your man.
We've made a lot of great friends just through this community. We've got some lifelong friends now. We've got kids that are always wanting to be on the same team year after year, and I9 accommodates that. They allow us to be able to have the buddy system with the team so that we can choose what teams we want to be on the next year if we've played with other kids before, and it allows us to really create good relationships. I love I9. I'm going to be back next season. See ya.
1, 2, 3, forward! Come here, guys, come on. I'm not gonna cry, but y'all gonna make me cry. Come here. Come here, loud as we can. I-9 football on 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. I-9 football!
So that was just a little promo video. I had one of our site staff that was taken all at our Arrowhead location in Glendale. So yeah, so wanted to introduce myself. I'm brand new over here in this side of town. Obviously, some of you guys that have played before have known the previous owner, Rob Anderson. Great guy, just got too busy with his family life, his 2 boys in competitive basketball, his wife now becoming the principal of one of the schools, just 2 weekend businesses with his game truck. It was just too much for him. And you know, he had approached me because I've been running out in North Phoenix for 3.5 years, and just he wanted to give it to someone or sell it to someone that knows the programs, you know, has sort of built it up versus just some random new person coming in that wants to try it out. So I jumped all over it because I really am passionate about what we represent as a league and a brand. And you know, I got my 2 kids here in the program as well, so you know, I'm kind of all about it, and it was sort of a no-brainer for me to take on the other territory. So I'm born and raised in, my name's Aaron Finger. I'm born and raised here in Phoenix. I've pretty much lived here my whole life up until college, where I went to U of A, studied film, and you can see the last kind of 15 years I was in the movie business, working on movies like that, Sin City, Tron, Penguins of Madagascar. That was the last movie I did. I lived in India for about 2 years and worked on the Penguins of Madagascar. That was my last film credit as a producer. But been running I-9 Sports now for about 3.5 years. You know, I have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old now who are in the program. Yeah, I just thought, you know, I've been producing movies for so long and doing all kinds of things. Why not kind of transfer that back to the kids and kind of produce the sports league thing, which is, it's fun being involved in their life and kind of growing them up through the program as well. Have a few of our staff members here tonight. A couple of our staff members are here tonight. Will Lofton, he's our lead instructor. You guys will be seeing him around. Ted, he was the soccer instructor for the past couple of years at Kyrene. He's back again. Connor Fogg back there is our program director that's going to be handling this area. And Scott is going to be our T-ball instructor. We have a few other flag football refs that couldn't make it tonight, another soccer instructor, as well as a cheerleading instructor for our small cheer program this season. By now you guys should have all received a preliminary roster of your team. So hopefully you guys all got that. If you didn't get it, check your spam folder. If you didn't get it still, let me know and we'll make sure you get it. All right, next slide. Yeah, that's all on me. Next slide. All right, so coach versus assistant coach. So you guys that have been running out here for the past 7 years in I-9 Sports, you have a lot of head coaches, people that, and that's kind of the first line here, is that the coach is the head coach, the one that's kind of designing your own practice plans, coming up with your own material each week and teaching that to the kids. Versus sort of the assistant coach is someone that has never really coached before but wants to be involved in their child's experience in sports. You know, so not to freak out because we do have, you know, staff instructors. With the exception of football, you know, Rob's kind of, this league is built up for the past several years as more of a competitive flag football league, which I'm not going to change. I think it's been working great, and a lot of kids, I think there's, you know, a couple hundred kids. We have 30 teams of flag football. I'm not going to change the format, so in that respect, we do look for head coaches that can run with the whole team, that can, you know, do weekly practices with them and kind of arrange that, versus some of the other programs like T-ball and soccer, you know, basketball programs that we have a staff instructor that's kind of leading the program. You know, if you have experience of being a coach before and, you know, leading practice is something you do, then you sign up to be a head coach. But if you just want to be involved and not really worry about coming up with practice plans, that's where we have our instructor that'll help facilitate the practice for you guys. But you still get that experience of working with a team, kind of motivating, high-fiving, etc. I hope that explains a little bit of the difference between a head coach and assistant coach. Next slide. All right, so here's a look at the venue for this fall season. Some of you guys are obviously familiar with the facility. There's always been 3 flag football fields. That's going to stay the same. There's also been 4 t-ball fields. That's going to remain the same as well. The one new addition that we have is an extra soccer field because we have, I think, about 140 soccer players this season. So we ended up doing 2 fields there. I think before this used to be a practice area for flag football. Now the practice area is, if in fact you guys need to find a practice, there is a little bit of space behind the goal on this side as well as the far side. If you guys wanted to practice there, there is some room there, but I will say if you guys can arrange a practice during the week with your team, that's great for flag football. Otherwise, you know, Saturday morning, I'm sure if you go to Pecos Park, there's plenty of space there. You could just jump on and do a practice right before you guys come to the game. So, as you can see, we got 8 teams of t-ball, 20 soccer teams, and 30 flag football teams this season. About 600 and some kids now. The schedule is going to range from 8 o'clock to about 2:30. Our last football game, I think, is at 1 o'clock, 1 to 2. And our last soccer, I believe, is at 1:15. So that's going to go to 2:30 at the end. We are going to be starting the programs at 8 o'clock. I think that's consistent to what T-ball's been doing before. But since we're already going to be there earlier, we're also going to have flag football starting earlier as well. Our 2 Pee-wee teams will go from 8 to 9, as well as one of the junior teams, and then that'll be rotated. So our schedules will be posted. We're trying for Thursday, but hopefully by Friday at the. Okay. You'll notice we have 2 blackout dates this season. This is when the schools actually close. There's no facilities to open and close the gym. That's going to be October 8th and November 12th are the 2 blackout dates this season. The picture date, you'll notice it is on week 2, September 24th. So I'll talk about this a little bit in a few minutes, but you guys will be getting your picture packets to hand out to all the parents on week 1. So they have that. Okay, next slide, Will. All right, so a little bit about I9 Sports and why we're different. So I9 Sports, basically I to the 9th power, 9 values that the founder Frank Fume came up with when he created the league. But the really things our core values is fun, safety, convenience. You know, we have tons of buddy requests this season. That's something that a lot of leagues don't do. You know, we're happy to honor buddy requests as long as they get in soon enough, and we can accommodate. Obviously, we do sell out. We've sold out quite a few. Almost all of our flag football sold out. A lot of our soccer sold out. T-ball is just about sold out. So, you know, we do fill up fast now. Safety, you guys all signed this parental pledge. You know, it basically says you'll refrain from negative sideline behavior. You know, not yelling at the refs. You know, not yelling at the parents. Not get into it. Same thing with the parents on the sideline. You know, we all like to motivate and, you know, scream at our kids, but in a positive way. You know, we don't want to say, come on, you should have scored the other goal. You know, like, we don't want to get down on the kids at any point because it's about having fun and we don't want to ruin their sports experience. I mean, the studies show, you'll read it, 78% of kids drop out of sports by the time they're 13 because it's not fun anymore, the competition's too much. So, obviously, we like to have a little friendly competition, but not to the point where kids are going home crying because a comment a parent made on the sideline. And then, you know, convenience, again, other than flag football, which has been built before me, practices, same day as a game on Saturdays. Multiple sports at the same venue, you know, a lot of siblings out there, one doing soccer, one doing football, one doing baseball. And then obviously no traveling between locations, it's all at Kyrene. Next slide. All right, so this is something probably for former coaches is going to be new to you guys maybe. A couple of kinds of emails we sent out. I'm big on communication, getting everybody on the same page, just giving a lot of information out there. And so we created 2 sort of emails that you guys will be getting. So every Tuesday, you'll get the bi-weekly practice plan. We used to send them out every week, but it just got to be too many emails. So the first one will come out next week, and that'll have a practice plan that Will's created. He's been coaching for how many years? Forever. So basically weeks 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and then it stops at 7 because most of our other locations are going down to 7 weeks now. But for each sport, you'll have a practice plan. There'll be the rules that are on here that'll stay there. These are all PDF links that you can click on, and also some like sample warm-ups and stretches if you guys needed help doing that. There's a bunch of stretches that he's kind of put together that you can do. So that'll be going out every Tuesday at 7 a.m. And then every Wednesday, this is our weekly newsletter here. So one of the things you'll notice is one of our site managers. So at Kyrene, we're going to have 2 site managers, a gentleman named Will, who's not here tonight, and another gal named Erica, our site staffs. You'll be seeing Connor a lot. I'll be kind of bouncing in occasionally as well. I have 12 locations now. It's kind of ridiculous, but so I'm bouncing around all of them or just putting out fires when I need to. But our site staff, one person will always be at the table to greet you guys, but we like to have our staff go around taking pictures of the field, and you guys are out there coaching, so you're not doing selfies with your kids while playing, so we're out there taking pictures so everyone can kind of check out what's happening, get some cool moments with their kids. But we post this to our private Smug Mug site every week, and you'll be able to download the pictures, share them with friends, etc. The other thing we do is I think Rob did something with like dog tags or something, but we actually have the sportsmanship medals. So as this guy here, every week when you guys award that medal, you'll be sending them back to our table. We'll take a nice picture with their medal and our sign. Nice sportsmanship medals that you guys will get. And then just other updates about pictures or the Peter Piper Pizza Party, or if there was an issue or something that needs to be communicated out to you guys, we have that there. But at the very least, each week you'll have the sportsmanship topic that we're going to be going over with the kids that week, and some pictures from the previous week. Cool. So season overview, Jamboree. Again, not too sure how Rob has done it in the past, but we do our Jamboree a little bit different. We ask that you guys arrive a half an hour before your first practice and/or game if you're flag football, and that is to collect your coaches' bags. As you can see, this is sort of how we have it set up. It'll be a little bit different at Kyrene, but we have a sports sign. So you'll see your sports sign, and then in front of that you'll see your team number sign. So whether you're flag football 1, 2, 3, 4, that's kind of how we did it. So everybody is basically the letter of the sport: T, T-ball; F, flag football; S, soccer. Pretty straightforward. These will all be kind of scattered around, and your coaches' bags will be standing right behind those. So there's really no need for you guys to check in on opening day. Because you're coming to this meeting, you're going to know what to do. Basically, you're going to find your sign. This is where I do a little show and tell for you. If you have your coach's shirt on, great, wear it. If not, here's what you're going to find in your bag. So first thing, again, I9 Sports, here's your bag. It'll be labeled with your team number just to be sure we didn't mess up. There's a lot of teams, so just double check if you're FO2. You got the FO2 bag. Inside your bag, you'll find your coach's shirt. So if you guys don't have one already from a previous season, if you do have one, please wear it. If you don't have one, we'll have one there for you. If you have one that's 7 years old and would like a new one, let us know so we can add it to. But we obviously know how many seasons you guys have coached before, and we're assuming if you've coached before, you have a shirt. So just let us know if you'd like another one. We'll mark that down and get you a fresh one. You'll also have a lanyard. So we like to have our coaches, just like our staff has name tags, except for me tonight. But Will, Scott, we like to have you guys have name tags as well, so parents can identify you by your name. We can identify you by your name, the kids, etc. Just nice to have. We used to put a whistle on it, but we don't do that anymore because it got kind of crazy. There's a lot of whistles out there. Okay, so if you are flag football, you will have your flag belts in your bag. The white corresponds to the small and extra small jerseys. The black one corresponds to the medium and large jerseys. So these will all be in your bags ready to go for you. If you're a T-ball player, you'll have all of your hats along with all your jerseys. Not sure what they did last season, but this will be the last season of the navy and blue jerseys. We're going to retire them after this season. I9's finally got the hint that they need to make new jerseys with different colors, so we're going to be moving, I think, to silver and white for the winter season, hopefully, if they get that in time. So we used to fold all the jerseys, but it's just too much. So the rosters, which will have the latest one in your coach bag, obviously up until now, the ones we sent you, the rosters are published online, so at any time you guys can check online and see your latest roster, and you'll see that live essentially with changes. But for the most part of the locker right now, we still have a few new late additions or buddy requests that we get, so you'll always have the final roster in your coach's bag, and according to the name it'll say, you know, small, medium, or large. So the easiest way to know it is like our extra smalls is 1 through 10, smalls is 11 through 20, mediums is 21. So, you know, you can see the back of the number real quick, and, you know, this is a small. But essentially, you know, they all have the size on the side of them as well, so they'll be kind of laid out, just sort of in your bag, not folded, but just hand those out. And then the other thing that we like to do on opening day is name tags for all the kids. So you'll just peel off the name tag when you hand out the jersey, and then you know, put it on the right above the heart would be great. Just for the first day, you'll notice that, you know, if you guys can't see, there's some stars that correspond to the name tag, and that just represents kind of how many seasons this player has. So you know, if you got a brand new guy, or if you got someone that's been here, you know, 9 seasons, 12 seasons, whatever it is. Just a little identifier to give you guys, okay, cool, this guy doesn't know what he's doing yet, so we'll give him some extra love on the opening day. We recommend for T-ball players, put your name tag right on the hat, because we get so many of these left behind, and the name tag on the hat, it can stay there all season. It's a great way to do it that way. You know, some parents also label it inside because the sticker may come off, so I recommend doing that when you guys get home, but it's good on the first day. You can see the name tag nice and bright. What am I forgetting? I think that's all that will be in your coach's bag. So obviously, the first thing you want to do is put on your coach's shirt and your lanyard, take out your roster, leave everything else in your bag. We like you guys to distribute the jerseys when you have about 75% of the kids there. Once you start digging in the bag, you know, you're down here getting up. The parents can't see that you're a coach because you're kind of huddled over. So if you guys just can put on your coach's shirt, your lanyard, and your roster, just greet the parents. Hey, introduce yourself. Nice to meet you. You guys just want to line up. Kids, just line up behind me. We'll wait for a few more minutes until most of the kids show here. Once you guys have about 75% of your kids there, you guys can head out to your field and then start passing out the jersey and the name tag. It's too much right there. I think we're going to be doing it, if you're familiar with the location, around the basketball court in the shade. We'll kind of have you guys all line up. That's where the coaches' bags will be. And then you guys can just walk out to the field when you got everybody there. We ask that the parents kind of stick around after you guys make your way to the field. We like to do a brief little parent meeting. It's kind of a very mini version of this, just to go over some of the expectations, you know, talk about that parental pledge, let them know that, you know, pictures is the following week. Just a little mini kind of parent meeting that's sports specific. You know, we're not going to have everybody gather around and me talking on a microphone, but the instructors will be kind of doing a mini parent meeting while you guys are taking your kids out to the field and distributing the jerseys. So we ask the parents to arrive about 15 minutes prior to their practice. If you guys, when you reach out, we ask that you guys contact them by like next Wednesday. I sent an email, you know, it had a template of like a Word document or PDF. You guys can copy and paste that, change the stuff that's highlighted in red. If you prefer just to make a call, that's the easiest way to introduce yourself. But if you don't have time to make a phone call, copy and paste that email, change your information, and then just send that off to the parents saying, hey, we're team member this, you know, excited to be working with you guys, here's my contact information, etc. same thing, you know, we're going to tell, there's a couple more emails that go up between now and opening day. You guys probably got one on Monday that has some information, need a few more coaches, etc. There'll be another one that goes out Monday. That's just more information about opening day for the parents. Basically, you know, we don't like to have them check in with us. We're going to do the same thing you're doing, find their team sign, introduce themselves to the coach, you know, check out the name on the roster, and just kind of hang out there. If you guys get any jerseys that are too big, too small, and need to exchange, we always bring extra on opening day. Try to bring a sufficient amount, but we'll always exchange those out. So you guys don't have to deal with that. Just direct the parent to say, hey, go exchange that back at the table. We'll take care of it for you. If you have any players that are missing opening day, I've got a few emails already. Maybe you have as well. We ask that you guys, unless you're flag football, we ask that you guys just leave the, put the name tag on the jersey so you know this is the missing player, and then that way we'll take it out of the bag, we'll fold our bags up, and we'll have it for them the next week when they check in at the tent or the table. If you're football, you guys can just leave the jersey in your bag because you guys will be carrying those with you anyway. Okay, so after the parent meeting, you know, you guys have passed out your jerseys. We ask that you guys come up with a team name if you haven't already. So pick 2 names. This is the best part of the day. You know, don't pick 2 names because everyone wants to be the Cardinals. So make sure they come up with a fun name like the Lightning Dragons or something else. That way, if someone else already chose the Cardinals, we can't have 2 of those. It's got to be first come, first serve. We know if you're the first one to turn it in, we'll go with yours. If not, you'll have your alternate name. But we like to update all the rosters with the cool names and not the TO2s and SO5s and Fs. You know, we like to. You guys end the games, you know, their team breaks, it's calling out those names, not the TO2s. At the end of the day, for opening day, unless again you're flag football, please turn in your coaches' bags to us with any leftover jerseys, and just make sure, you know, you record the team name with us in our binder so we can kind of transfer that over to the online rosters for you. All right, next slide, Will. Okay, talked about this. Cool. So week 2 is when our sportsmanship. Week 2 is when our sportsmanship value lessons start. So this is something in the past you guys may have been responsible for doing with your teams. One thing that we do a little bit different, that I like to do a little bit different. We've had a lot of issues with coaches forgetting to do it. Doing them at the end of the season or doing them at the end of the day versus the beginning of the day. So one thing that we like to do different, and that's where our staff comes into play. You know, 5 minutes, we'll give it a little 5-minute grace period, but you know, by 9:05 or whenever your game starts, you know, 5 minutes beforehand, we're gonna gather all the kids up, you know, whether it's 2 teams or 4 teams in baseball, and sit all the kids down. The coaches, you kind of be huddled around, you know, as well. And our instructors will deliver that sportsmanship lesson. Again, we send it out in the newsletter so you know what we're talking about. And if you guys have anything you want to chime in on, feel free to do so. But this just ensures that it all gets done at the right time, and that you guys are, instead of going over at the end, you're actually reinforcing, taking turns throughout the practice and or game, and just re-emphasizing that sportsmanship value. I already mentioned at the end again, you know, so sort of weeks 2 through 7. So weeks 2 through 7, you guys will be checking in 15 minutes earlier, and that is to pick up your medals. So first thing you'll do is check in at our table like this coach is doing. Our site manager will be behind there, and we'll hand you your medal. If you have, you know, 10 kids, obviously there's only 8 weeks. Every kid's going to get one by week 7, because on the final week we give out participation medals and or division championship medals. So we'll have these for you, and you'll collect them there. At the end of the day, send your award winner back to our tent for their picture, and we'll record their name down in our little medals matrix so you don't have to keep remembering. There is a thing online, you guys can actually award a virtual medal that shows up in their trophy case online, but we'll try to keep track of that stuff for you so that, you know, on week 4 when you check in, you want to know how many kids are left for the medals. We'll have that down for you. So when you guys hand out the medals, we try to take them out of the wrapper that they come in, because it's like handing your kid a Cracker Jack surprise. There's really no surprise element there. There's nothing there. So if we forget, take it out of the package. Actually, put it on the kid, celebrate it. You know, usually have your team clap it up. That's the kind of thing. You'll award that, and then you'll sort of end it with a team break. You know, go team, whatever we want to do. But make sure everyone kind of sticks around and celebrate that moment. You know, only one kid's going to get it each week, so take advantage of that. Make a big deal out of it. Something we do for the 3 and 4 year olds. So our instructors for those divisions will have a stamp. We go around just anyone that didn't get the medal, so we don't have any tears on the way to the parking lot. Everyone's going to get a cool little I9 sports stamp for them to take home as well. Let's see. All right, next slide. So week 2, picture day. So we'll talk just briefly about that. Again, you guys will have in your packets on opening day picture packets. So there'll be one coach form. If you have multiple coach forms on it, you guys can just, I think you all need to fill one out. So we'll see if we can get some extra ones. We're going to be in the lesson plans. We'll have the coach format packet. So if you guys didn't get one, they only include one in the packets, I think, or 2, maybe 2. Just go ahead and print one off for yourself and then fill it out. But handing one of these out to each of the parents, obviously, on the first day. Please try not to forget, just because pictures the following week. I mean, usually there's some grace period there, but it's the following week. We'll obviously have some extras for them. One thing that we like to tell people, you know, they can order online as well. It kind of saves the hassle of filling up a packet. But just want to let you guys know, these will be in the coaches' bags. Please just distribute these. That's another thing you guys can do as you're checking kids in. First, before you start passing out jerseys, is hand out one of these guys. One more thing that we do for the parents is there is a little mini, there's a little mini parent info sheet that just got some of the important dates on there. You know, basic information like the rain out number, things like that. So you'll be giving these out along with the picture packets on opening day, opening day. It's week 2. So the pictures, you guys are probably familiar if you've been with I9. We use portrait effects. They're awesome. They do a great job with the pictures. You know, there's no team picture. Some of you are probably like, what? There's no team picture? They shoot everybody just like that on a green screen individually. That way, you know, every kid is kind of getting their nice photo. No one's in a team picture looking around and picking their nose. Everyone's looking nice. You guys as coaches will get a free coach kid pick with your, you know, being a coach. That's a thank you, you know, from our league and the picture company for being there. But so again, it's week 2, so there's not much time to remind or whatnot. It's week 2 pictures, so we just have to kind of pound that in the parents, let them know. We may be adjusting the schedule slightly on week 2, so we'll be communicating that information out just because of the sheer volume of kids we have at Kyrene and the picture schedule, making sure more likely than not there'll be 3 tents just like that, so we can kind of cruise through as many people as we can. Give you guys an example of the picture. They kind of come out like this. This is an 8x10. This is my kid right here. But really nice, high quality, glossy photos. They do a great job, you know, superimpose a nice background there. So it's a cool picture, great memory to have. And that's picture. Yeah, if you guys, next slide. There it is again. If you guys pre-order online, again, you get this nice free luggage tag, which is kind of cool. So recommend doing it online. It saves you paperwork up there. I think the only thing they need you to do is like print out a receipt or something like that when you take your pictures. Okay, next slide. All right, so week 3, just a standard practicing game. Week 4, you guys have played in the league before. You're probably familiar with this Listen 360 survey. This is something I take, you know, to heart. I communicate everything to the staff as well, so we know how we're doing. You know, you guys can take them. We'll also remind the parents before this comes out as well. if there's anything we can improve, let us know. We'd like to say that don't wait till week 4 to let us know if there's something we can improve on. Let us know right away so we can make sure to fix it for you guys. Any issue, whatever it is we can do that's in our control, other than the rain or the baby crying on the sideline. We'll do whatever we can to fix it. But we strive for the 9s and 10s. Really do. The North Phoenix League, I think we've averaged like around 80%. Survey 70 to 80%. So really pride our staff. We award our staff bonuses based on this stuff. So it's really important to us that we're giving you guys the best experience and your kids the best experience as possible. Okay, next slide. All right, week 5 is just a regular practice and game. Week 6 is our Coach Appreciation Day. This is the day we celebrate you guys, thanking you for being here, thanking you for being a part of your kids' experience, showing that sportsmanship out on the field, setting an example, being a role model, high-fiving kids. We appreciate it. Obviously, our league wouldn't exist without you guys, but we want the parents to do the same for you guys. So, we like to tell them, a simple high five and a handshake and a thank you goes a long way. We've seen people do, gift cards. One thing that we do on this day, it's a little surprise, but I used to write a bunch of handwritten cards, but as you can imagine, I have like 16, we have 300 for all the locations. So I stopped no more handwritten cards, but you guys will be getting a little gift of a thank you from us on that as well. All right, next week, next slide. Week 7 is when the playoffs will start. So any team that have this more, I think we're doing playoffs and everything other than T-ball. T-ball kind of goes by itself, but soccer, any division, we have more than 4 teams. We'll do kind of our playoffs where we'll do standings 1 versus 2. 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. Some of you guys in flag football, we have like a 10-team division that are seniors. We split that up into 2 groups. So we have an A division and a B division. So you'll be playing, pretty much people in the same A or B division, and then we'll do the playoffs based on that. So week 8. Actually, let's jump to the next slide real quick. So before the last Saturday, the Thursday before, we'll be back here at this Piper Pizza for our end of season party. We like to do it before. We used to do it on Saturdays out in North Phoenix and Glendale, but just too many people with birthday parties and whatnot on Saturdays. So we do it like the Thursday night before. We make it from like 6 to 8:30, so you guys can come whenever you want. If you guys RSVP, so you guys will be getting a packet, probably the week before, 2 weeks before. That looks like this. It's gonna have, a team pack. So what's cool is like you can talk to the parents. You can get 3 large toppings for $44. So it comes out to a few bucks a player when you have 10 on there. But it's a nice thing to do at the end of season. We usually have like a promotion for the next season for $20 off. You guys can sign up with your friends there, and then all get on the same team right then and there, and not have to wait till. I think our winter deadline might even be, it's after that, so we'll be okay. And then also, you'll have these MVP awards. You may have seen those tonight as well. But we ask that you fill out one of these per player. You can hand them out the Saturday before, or you can hand them out if you know your team's going to be coming. You can hand them out there. But we ask that you guys, if you are going to be coming with your team, there'll be an email on there. Christina, who's organizing this, she's kind of our rep there. If you email her RSVP, you guys have your own table, own section. You guys will have your own ice cream eating contest with your team, things like that. They do a lot of like fun games, different things like that. It's not just the standard games there. So when you run out of tokens, they organize kind of raffles and different things like that. So it's a lot of fun. And that's again, it's going to be the Thursday before the final Saturday. So we go back to the last one. Sorry, week 8. Okay, cool. So again, things a little bit different on week 8. So instead of picking up your sportsmanship medals, for those of you guys that are not in the division champions, we'll be all getting participation medals. I know Rob used to do trophies, but you know, I have 2 kids. The trophy thing is just, it's hard because they just pile up, they collect dust. These things they can actually wear to school, wear them out. I have a feeling, you know, the kids really like these a lot more than the trophies because they can do a lot more of them, not just collect dust and stack up on each other. So I hope you guys that have played in here before are okay with that. I kind of solicited some feedback from a lot of the coaches and they were okay with it, so I'm glad to hear that. As a parent of 2 kids and trophies piling up season after season, it just gets a lot. These things they can all tuck away in a treasure chest and put them away out of your sight. So again, we'll be giving you a bag of your medals. You know, at the end of the game, we ask that you guys, just like on the sportsmanship when you award those, gather all the kids up, sit them down, call them up one by one, take the medal out of the wrapper, and award those, celebrate, clap it up with your team. You'll notice from the video earlier on, our breakaway banner, I know there was a mini version of this kind of done before with Brock, but we actually like, being a Hollywood producer, I like to make this a little bit more of a production. So it takes a little bit more time to organize, but it's worth it for the kids. So we call all the parents up. We'll do all the teams. Sorry, yeah. We'll do all the teams together. You know, try to create a big experience. We got the Eye of the Tigers. You know, it's a lot of fun. So it takes a little bit more to organize. You know, getting all the kids together, forming the big parent tunnel, but the kids love it. Blasting through that banner at the end of the season is like one of the highlights of it. So appreciate your patience working it out on opening, you know, the first season with us, but you'll see at the end of the day. All right. Let's see, next slide. Try to keep going. Again, towards the end here. All right. So, did you want to take this one? Yep. Try your best here, and I'll jump in.
Check. Can everybody hear me back there? How we doing? Oh my goodness. This is hard enough as it is. Can I get a little more energy? How we doing?
Can you hear me without the mic too? Yeah. Alright. So for our, my name is Will, by the way, Will Lofton. I'm the lead instructor here for our I-9 Sports in the Greater Phoenix and now in this area as well. So my job is pretty much just to come and bring a lot of energy and influence and information to our new coaches, help out the older ones, just in general, just be a resource for everybody that's here, and just enhance the experience. A couple of the expectations we got. Aaron already talked about a lot, so it's going to be hard to cover anything we haven't said yet. But I'll try to get through some of the stuff we may not have said. He mentioned on day 1 we get bags with jerseys and stuff in it. One thing I think is really easy, or makes it a little bit easier, is if you take your jerseys for your new players, actually, you'll get name tags in there as well. Put the name tags on the jersey. You'll get the roster right there with you, with the name tags if you can. Before your players get there, just try to throw the name tag on the jersey itself. So when you meet the kid, just like with the medal, it's not as impersonal. Hey, I actually know your name because I see it right here when I give it to you. And they can get the feeling that their coach actually introducing themselves to them, actually getting a dialogue with them to start. As far as our uniform goes, we ask for everybody to come with their name badge from I-9 Sports will give you, as well as your red shirt. We still have chance instances where I don't know, you got washed or some people lose theirs. It's not a huge deal. We really want to try to be as organized as possible, and it helps to differentiate you from just anybody jumping out into the crowd or into the game and kind of just coaching, because that's not something we want. We want us as the instructors and our coaches to be the main influences on all the kids that we have. Gotcha. And also, when you get the chance, your site managers, stop by and see them as soon as you get to the site every week. And if you can, the first week, get contact info right away. Get as much contact info as you can for your site managers, your parents too.
You want to get as much dialogue early as you can, only because you want to set expectations. That way they know that there's going to be a point of contact, so they're not, if something's up, they're not just looking around randomly, because that creates a bad experience when they're confused and don't know what to do. As well as for us, if we need to reach out to them because of maybe a situation where you want to congratulate a kid, hopefully, on doing a really great job, you can reach out to a parent. Or if you need to have a little more dialogue about maybe the way a kid's behaving in your class. If you can't get a hold of somebody and it's not your child specifically, a step maybe to literally talk to the parent and say, hey, it's making it harder for the other kids to learn. Can you talk to them, or can we kind of talk? That way there's more detail on it, and we can start dealing with it as a group instead of one person just kind of going at it with another parent, which can get kind of confusing. We do that again so you guys can all ask questions, and we just be as transparent as possible. Next, we want to get, coverage. If you know you're not going to be here, please let us know as early as possible. I have a wedding in October, and we know right now I won't be here that week of the 15th and the 16th. Actually, I'll get back to the 17th, so we already are planning on dealing with that. It helps so much if we can over-communicate on that part, because then the kids look all weird when we don't know it's the day of, or even the night. It doesn't really help. If we have a game on Saturday, and you call on Friday, it doesn't help a bunch. So as early as humanly possible. Sometimes stuff comes up. People get sick. Emergency. I was sick one time. It happens. But as much as possible, we want to also communicate. Just make sure we know if we can. If not, we'll do the best we can. But that's also why we give out the practice plan each week to everyone, the instructors as well as the coaches and assistant coaches, so that everybody has an idea of what we're doing that week. Nobody's in the blind or anything like that in case. Do I have who's here is an assistant coach? So you won't be left stranded. You'll have a guy, even though you're saying you don't want to come there and make practice up yourself and do it, you have something to kind of go by, and the instructor kind of helps you with that. He'll direct it and kind of give you the ins and outs, and you can, pretty much just point and cue. Be really energetic, which is really all we need. Just a bunch of people bringing energy to the kids and the program itself. It makes it look really cool. Next we have practices. Sportsmanship and respect, that goes along with everything else. Just make sure we're being nice to each other, and the kids want to set examples with us first, with the adults. So if the kids see us spazzing out over silly things, they're going to do the same thing. If they see that we don't respect the program or that we don't pay attention when the coach is talking, they do the same thing. You'd be surprised at what they catch. And they also mimic it right away. So we can come with a good energy from day one. They see it's going to be like that every week. It's always a good experience. At least has been in my experience. Equal playing time for the kids. I think is flag any different? Yeah. Flag football here is going to be different, but in general, we want to try to overall even out the playing time so that everybody gets a chance to play. There's no fun when only one, even if your kid's the best one in the team, no fun if he's the only one that gets to shine. And we want to try to not only make sure everybody gets a chance to play, something goes along with that. Our better kids, we want to try to push them into being leaders in the group. So if your kid's the leading scorer on the team, or he's the one, let's try to get him to kind of facilitate so the other kids can get a shot and get a chance to get in as well. It makes it that much more fun when you can see the kid go from being the #1 scorer to the #1 assist giver or the #1 coach on the court kind of thing. Have them encourage people to do what you can and try to give them another role if they're already good at the sport itself. Where else? Sportsmanship numbers. He touched on this already, long time already, but in general, we just want to make sure we do it in a specific order so that it's always taken care of. And again, if we format it a certain way, the kids know what to expect, they get a lot more comfortable. The parents know what to expect, they know when they have to be there. We do it generally within that first 5 minutes of the class started. We give the 5 minutes kind of leeway for the days like the Jamboree Day, week 8, picture day takes a little longer, and the first day, those days where extra stuff goes on, parents may show up a little bit later, but we want to make sure we try to get started on time, and all of the stuff we do starts on time. So if you can get your sportsmanship values out of the way really quick, which just is us sitting down with the group after we call them in, and the instructors will direct that part out, obviously in the beginning. We call the group in, hey, how you guys doing today? Sportsmanship value is being patient at meetings. Let's all make sure we're doing that today. Cool. Do you have an example? You give one. You get some feedback if you can from the kids. If you leave the meeting, try to engage them. Make sure they know and they can give examples themselves and also talk to each other and among each other so they get involved. After that, we break, go right into our instructor-led warm-up, and then we go straight into practice. Easy stuff, man. But make sure we take that 3 to 5 minutes to just kind of overall go over the medals with the group, and that way the coaches only have to hand the medal out at the end of the practice. That way they don't have to worry about doing it themselves, that whole thing. If you want to go over it a little bit more at the end of practice, add to it, but we try to take care of that in the beginning. So all your job is to do is to be a coach. At the end of the game, you pick a person who's got the medal for that day. Post-game wrap-up, just talked about that. Started talking about that, but at the end of the game, we like to grab all the kids together one more time, do a little lineup thing where we all shake hands. Great game, we all shake hands. And after that, we'll meet one more time as a group. The instructor kind of can give a rundown at that point. You know, we did this well. We have key points for every week, a couple weeks what we're doing and looking for in the practices. So yeah, we did this well this week, this well. Let's work on this and this and that, the third for the next week. Also try to get your practice in. And remind the kids to practice too. Please tell them, because we only meet once a week. Tell the kids they can't get better if they don't practice. Let them know that they need to be doing this during the week. Let them know they can even look at we give you practice plans. You can look at the practice plans yourselves, practice the drills at home, or look them over yourself so you're more familiar with it when you come and it's not brand new to you. If you can, we do it there anyway. But just try to get them as involved as they can throughout the week so that the Saturday we meet is more of like a game experience and less like the whole thing where we have to do a tutorial for everybody. It will go a lot smoother that way. And also, so after that we meet up. Hands, I'm really big on the hands in, the break on three. It just gives a really definitive beginning and or end to either moment. So in the beginning of practice, after we're done with our warm up, hands in, ready, go I-9, we all break up, go meet your coach. Practice time. Same thing at the end of the game. After we bring everybody in, give a couple of general cues if you're my instructor, give a couple of general cues overall. This was great, we can work on this. All right, hands in on three. Great, meet your coaches for your medal. Boom, and you're done. So try to give like a definitive end to your practice time for the instructors and for the coach, for everybody, so they know when it's over. Because you'd be surprised people will stand around and wonder when the snacks are gonna come and everything like that. If we cut our time when it's supposed to be cut, we got time to set up and move around for our next moment. Also, they get the time to meet with their coaches and build that bond. We want to make sure if you're the coaches, we're giving you guys opportunities, assistant coaches as well, not trying to strand you with the kids, but we want you to build a relationship with them too. We don't want to be looked at, I got too many gift cards in the past. As the Coach Appreciation Day. I'm the instructor, but people look at me and they see me more than they see the coach, and they end up treating me as the coach. Kids and the instructor, and the whole class. So we want to make sure you guys get that time, so we'll give you that time and the moments where you can kind of enter yourself in. And it's not too hard. We even give bullets out for sports and shit. Know that if you don't want to make up your own spiel, we got stuff every week you can set. You can change it if you want, just add to it. As long as you're giving yourself into the group somehow, so they don't feel like I'm the only person there as the instructor. What else? The stamps he talked about for the little guys, it's an amazing help. You'll see a lot of breakdowns because they didn't get the medal. Even if they've been in the school, they can be at the site for the last 4 seasons. They'll get mad every week they don't get a medal. So throw a stamp out. It makes a heck of a lot of difference. Sometimes you may need to throw one on each hand. And on the forehead if you have to. Whatever you need to do to stop the crying, kind of band-aid it with the stamp. It helps a ton, I promise you. Parent communication, really easy stuff too. Obvious too, I want to say. We want you to have a good relationship with your team, like I said, and the program. So like Aaron said, make sure we're over-communicating. If there's an issue or a problem or something you feel uncomfortable, anything at all, let's just talk about it as early as possible. Let's get a resolution to it so that we don't have things hanging over us for a whole season. We want you back. We want you to come back. We want all of you to come back. We want everybody to have a good time. So let's make sure we over-communicate going into every situation, all of it. No dogs are smoking on the sites. I don't know if was that one for here? I think so. We like to say no dogs are smoking because we can't control everybody's animal, and smoking is not everybody's style either, man. So please be wary of that and respectful too. I mean, it's free everywhere, sort of, kind of, but at the same time, we gotta kind of make sure we're enhancing the program, not just taking it out upon ourselves and making it for ourselves. We send weekly emails, like Aaron said. They'll have our practice plans, our rules there, as well as any information as far as like lost and found, upcoming dates and stuff like that. Lost and found is really big. Walk your site when you're done. You'll find a lot of cool stuff. Turn it into the canopy, please. People look for it. We take pictures of it, put it on the site, as well as pictures of the kids and you guys as you're coaching and as you're out there cheering. We get lots of cool shots of the crowd and the coaches, so be wary. We're always snapping. You got to be ready to get your picture taken, and we put them up so you can save. I save all mine. If I don't care if it has a corner of my elbow in it, I save it. It's my picture. I'm in it, and I want it. We got snacks. Parents are always allowed to sign up for snacks. Coaches, remind your parents week 1 that they start snacks off that second week. I would like for everyone, everywhere, to bring real food to each one of these. And by that, I just mean they're running around in the desert sun usually for hours, an hour or two or so. Bring some water. Capri Sun, I know they love them, or juice. Bring water, please, in the desert. Food, if you got it. I mean, I can't control how you spend your money, but there can't be enough emphasis on health in a situation where we're trying to promote sports and athleticism and everything. You can't run a Ferrari on rocks and glass. You got to give the kids something to fuel themselves with. So please, if you can, snack. Bring something that that they can enjoy, and it's good for them if you can. Again, I can't tell you how to spend your money, but that's my encouragement for today. Real food is what I wrote. And the core value for us is going to be having fun, as always. That's the base of the program and the culture that we're trying to build. Is it a sport? Yes. Is it competitive? Yes. Are we keeping score? Yes. Is it about that? No. Not at all. Not at all. It's actually about just being able for us to get out the house and do something productive and give them something to do. It's something that's really easy and simple, and it's to give a good experience. But not all the kids, most of the kids we get at most of the locations. Again, this may be a little different in some of the sports, but most of the time we get kids that haven't even seen the ball before, or there's just a handful of experience, not like a handful of experience. Maybe just watching it on TV. It's their first time coming out. It doesn't help if they come into an experience where it just overwhelms them. And we're trying to be that kind of program. We're a place where you can go if it's your first time. I mean, there's plenty of other places already that compete against each other and themselves in order to create that kind of environment. So we're trying to kind of find another way to present the sport itself and just athletics in general. What else? Reach out to your parents, coaches. First week, again, set the tone for expectations. You can just start with just a simple email dialogue with whoever your parents are. And again, it helps me because these are the parents of the kids that you're going to be talking to. So if you can't get through directly to them, it always helps to go to the parents. Maybe it's not possible on site to just talk to a person. Email them. Try to reach out, and for yourself, just create details. Say, I've been trying. You know, Will, something's not right. I've been talking to these guys. They're not helping. The kid keeps taking all the balls out, knocking the goals over and stuff. I can't stop it. What do I do? And that's where we kind of take over from there. But yeah, we don't know if you don't tell us. And if they have more dialogue, we got more ammo to go and talk to a person and say, hey, we've been week after week, the same thing is happening. We're not getting a bunch of turnaround on it. Can we get some help? Kind of thing. And we go from there. We all go from there instead of just one person kind of going from there. Don't rely on the website for messages and communications because not everybody checks in that. So don't plan on your parents looking at the site for the practice manual and your coaches for the practice. It has people don't read emails. Or check your spam email. He says it goes out on Tuesday. I still get all of them on my spam email account for some reason. To this day, I've been here for 3 years. They still all go there. I can't change. I don't know why it does that. I've tried to change it. But check your emails, especially the spam ones. Really good. Or my Google one says promotional. Sometimes it'll go in that one as well. Check your emails. We got the respective fields, clean up. Social media. If you got a social media account, Facebook, Instagram, any of those things, we're on all of those things. If you got cool pictures or something happens, you want to take a video or something like that, it's a positive one, hopefully, please tag us. Aaron Fingers right here, tag Aaron Fingers with it, and he'll make sure it gets on the I-9 site for us. Our specific location has a specific I-9 Facebook, so you'll be seen by just you guys and everything like that. Also, if you have a problem with your kid being seen, you don't want your picture taken, you gotta say something. If we do, again, we take random pictures, like let us know that you just want it properly or you're not comfortable with that. Speak up again, communicate early, so we know, because we're gonna do it. And last but not least, Monday morning rule. Something happens, again, give yourself a little bit of time. These games and stuff are on Saturdays usually. Give yourself some time, at least for the weekend, to think it over. If it was a big enough deal for you to still think about it on Monday, let us know. Sit over it on the weekend. I mean, if it was just a simple disagreement on score or how we subbed or something like that, it's probably going to get forgotten. So kind of give yourself some time to cool off. If it's just a weekend in the moment thing, let us know, or let yourself know and you just get over it. If not, come see us. That'll be it.